The monument of young Loften Gerdine Harris is immediately behind me, and he instructed in his will that his executrix buy an appropriate but not ostentatious monument for his grave and the grave of his wife, who was her aunt. I don't think it's ostentatious because it tells a story. It has 3 female figures atop it. One is holding the cross, which is the symbol of Christian faith, and they were ardent Methodists. The other seated figure is holding an anchor, which is the symbol of Christian hope. And the third one, standing in the middle, has the outstretched hand representing charity. And if a couple ever represented charity, it was Mr. and Mrs. Young Harris. They had no children of their own. They were born into wealthy families, and he was an excellent businessman, whether as a planter or as an executive in a business. He's the one who took over the Southern Mutual Fire Insurance Company in its infancy and made it into a very strong business that is still active today. He and his wife helped young men who wanted to become Methodist ministers get an education. And it was through one of those young men that Young Harris Memorial United Methodist Church was named for him many years after his death. He also was interested in helping mountain children get an education, and when an effort was started to build a school in the mountains, he contributed liberally to that, and they decided to name it Young Harris College. In his lifetime, there was no retirement program for ministers, no pensions of any kind, and when they had served out their usefulness, they were really on the mercy of the local population. So he and Mrs. Harris built homes for them so that they would have a home in their later years. They were called superannuated in that day and time. Most people today don't know the term superannuated, but I grew up hearing it. There are just so many things that young Harris and Mrs. Harris, who was Susan Bevel Allen, and you may wonder that her inscription is not here with his. It's because it's on the reverse side of the monument. They just did much for the benefit of Athens. And Athens has been fortunate to have many families like this through its decades of history.